Greetings once again to all my friends on YouTube and Facebook and wherever else this video might be seen and shared. It's SaleenDriver once again, or if you know me by my first name Dane, it's Dane once again, bringing you another rant video. I believe this is number 7. This one is going to settle on one particular issue involving two companies. The one is actually owned by the other, so I don't know if you want to think of it as one company or two companies, but this has to do with my feelings on eBay and PayPal. Now, I've been a member of eBay, registered member of eBay since 1999. I think it was May of 1999, and PayPal not too much later than that. Now, for the most part, I'll get the good news out of the way first. For the most part, as a buyer and a seller on eBay, I've had only one bad experience as a buyer, and no real bad experiences as a seller with respect to dealing with the other side since 1999. So that would be 99, 2009, 2019. So 21 years. I can't do math. I need my fingers to do math. And I've had no problems with PayPal with respect to getting my money when I was being paid for something, or sending money or transferring money to my bank when I did that. And any PayPal disputes that I've ever filed against me, which fortunately have been very few, I've been treated fairly, and everything seemed to happen fairly smoothly. Now, I know other people have had issues with PayPal, especially a couple of my relatives in particular have had problems with PayPal, quote unquote, screwing them. Which, after I looked at what they were doing, it turned out to be, in one case, an error on one relative's part, and on the other couple of occasions, it was simple matters to look into, and sent messages to PayPal, and they were eventually resolved in a positive nature. Now, I realize this is a rant video, and most people think of rant video, they think of, well, negativity or problems or something like that. And admittedly, I try not to be a terribly negative person. I always describe myself as more of a realist, or maybe a touch cynical. But that's now, having had mostly positive experiences with eBay and PayPal, that's doesn't mean to say that it's all been rainbows and unicorn farts and pretty ponies riding through the air. You can tell I'm a father of two female children when I start dragging out the pretty pony reference. God help me. Anyway, now the one problem I ever had with an eBay buyer, or in my case a seller, was I made two mistakes. One, I didn't do my research on video standards at the time. I didn't know there was a difference between PAL and I think it's NTSC. What, our video standard here in America versus the video standard in Brazil, where I was buying a videotape from. And also, I didn't know the fact that Brazil is absolutely hopeless when it comes to buying and selling. I've only bought twice from Brazil. Both experiences were pretty bad in terms of shipping speed. And when people talk to me about eBay, I tell them that there are certain countries that you do not sell to and you do not buy from. Brazil is one. Italy is another. Anything in the Middle East is sketchy, except for Saudi Arabia and Israel. Russia is a bit of a problem, but it's your money, it's your experience. You do what you want. I'm just giving you the benefit of 21 years of. Thank God I got the goods and services, goods that I paid for, from all those countries, but my God, it took forever, especially out of Brazil and Italy. Their postal systems are hopeless. I mean, they're not just third world postal systems, they're 10th world postal systems. I mean, they're operating on horse and buggy or something like that. But my main problem, my only real problem with both these organizations is the asinine level of fees that these guys hit you with. Now, eBay has never been free per se. There's always been sellers' fees. And there's always been PayPal fees when you're buying goods or services. Selling goods or, a service, if you will, that have been couched in the case of PayPal as buyer and seller protection. They have two categories of money transfer. They have goods and services, which is fee-based, and they have friends and family, which is free. Now, I admit, I'll deal with PayPal now. I'll get to eBay in a minute. Now, I admit that I have, when I sell something on non-eBay sources, I for example, sell watches quite often out of my collection mostly to raise money to buy other watches, but in some cases to raise money to buy my daughter a car or other reasons. I try to avoid the fees as best I can. When I list something on one of the sites that is non-eBay, such as Facebook or watch forums of various kinds, I always say and this is standard among a lot of sellers of watches, that if you want to, since I only accept PayPal, I don't do Venmo, I don't do cash, whatever, I do PayPal. And I always say in my listing, the price that I am asking, let's say I'm asking $500. You pay $500 if we use PayPal Friends and Family. If you want the added protection of PayPal goods and service, you are going to add 4% to the price that we agree on to cover PayPal fees that I have to pay. I'm going to get in other words, I'm going to get my $500. And if you want to buy this watch from me, you're going to either go friends and family, because I have a very good reputation on these selling forums, and I have a 100% reputation on PayPal. On PayPal too, but on eBay. Or if you don't want to trust me, and I certainly understand that in this day and age, you're going to add 4% to the price that we agree on. If we agree on $100, you're going to pay $104. If we agree to $500, you're going to pay... Christ, I can't do the math. Okay. Sorry, hang on. Calculator. 500 plus 4%, $520. I should have been able to figure that out in my mind, but I can't because I suck at math. So, if you want the added comfort of the goods and services, buyer and seller protections, that's fine with me. You're going to pay 4% to cover the fees that PayPal would have taken out of my ass I'm not taking $480 for a $500 watch because you don't want to trust me. You don't want to trust me, that's fine. I don't care if you trust me or not. We're probably never going to meet or do business again. But if you're not going to trust me, then you're going to pay for that added protection. I'm not going to pay for it. You are. And that's fine in a private one-on-one transaction. But what bothers me is, and now I'm going to transfer over to eBay and get back to PayPal. What bothers me is that when I sell something on eBay, not only am I going to get hit with the eBay seller's fees, which I'll get to in a minute, but they also hit me for 4% on the PayPal. And I have no way of getting out of that. I can't retroactively charge the buyer that extra 4% that I lost with the PayPal transaction. So eBay basically screws me twice. They screw me with the PayPal, with the eBay fee, and then they screw me again with PayPal fees. And the eBay fees are roughly 10%. Now, there might be, I don't know this for sure. Maybe I should have looked this up before I made the video. And if you know in the comment, if you know if there's a cutoff, like eBay fees can be no more than $100. I'm throwing that out there. $100 per transaction. Let me know in the comments. You know, if you know for a fact that there's a cap on eBay fees, but let's say there isn't. I don't know either way. I should have looked it up. Maybe I'll look it up, put that in the description later. But eBay hits you for 10% seller fee plus 4% for PayPal fee. So you basically pay them 14% because eBay owns PayPal or PayPal owns eBay. So I'm paying those companies 14% of the money that I'm trying. If I charge $100 for an item, eBay's going to take 10%, so that's $90. PayPal's going to take another $4 for the transaction. So I'm now down to $86. Right there. I've lost $14 in fees. And this makes me crazy. Now, please. I believe in capitalism. I believe in these companies are private companies and they deserve to make some money to stay in business. But 10% right off the top, that's a little bit mafioso or mafiosa. Not sure. That's a little bit mafia for me. I'm sorry, I'm not out to offend people of the Italian persuasion, but that's a little, strong arming me a little bit here. You got me. Well, you don't got me because there are alternatives that I can use to sell the stuff I want to sell. But if I didn't know about those alternatives and I could only sell on eBay, and the advantage to selling on eBay is a worldwide audience, which is fantastic because instead of a very limited audience through Facebook or a watch forum or Craigslist, I never sell on Craigslist. It was never successful. But I'm throwing that out there as another example. Where I could maybe reach a few hundred or maybe a few thousand people, I can reach 7 billion people on Facebook, eBay. So that's eBay's big advantage. But I don't think it's worth 10% of my money for that advantage. I don't think the advantage is big enough to take 10% out of me. And I had to create the listing. I had to take the photographs. I wrote the listing. I wrote the title. I researched all the particulars of the item I'm selling, and I had to put it all in there. I created the entire listing, pictures, text, everything. And I put it up there with, my fingers and so on. And I did all the work. What are you doing, eBay? You create a server farm somewhere in the middle of God knows where. And you're maintaining a server farm so that my listing can go up on it. And that's worth 10% of the money I make? Really? Really? You're not the only game in town, folks. I can list stuff on Amazon if I want to. I can list it on Craigslist if I want to. I can list stuff on specialty forums. I've got Facebook Marketplace. I've got Facebook groups that deal in general categories or down to specific brand if I want to. Hell, I can still do it the old-fashioned way and take out an ad in a newspaper. eBay conducting yourself like you're the only game in town. You're not. But for some reason, the idea of competitiveness and pricing your fees accordingly just escapes you. And then hitting me for another 4% for the electronic transaction? I don't get it. You're taking 14% out of my hide, and you didn't do nothing. Oh, and here's another lovely little thing you can tack on to eBay. eBay at some point along the line recently caved in to all the greedy little governors out there and started charging sales tax. I buy something from California or Texas or Connecticut or wherever, and I'm getting charged Florida sales tax? What kind of bullshit is this? The whole idea behind the internet was to avoid sales tax, for God's sake. That was half the fun of buying stuff on the internet, is seeing, where you can get the same thing that you might be able to find in your state, but be able to find it in a state or a few states next door, and avoid paying sales tax. Basically, screw you to your state government, who already taxes you enough already. It's bad enough I gotta pay property taxes, sales taxes, gas taxes. In most states, income taxes, death taxes at the state level. You thieves. You can't even leave me alone when I'm dead. You got to come after me for that too? Oh, you're not coming after me. You're coming after my estate. It's not bad enough that you get all those taxes from me and more. Now you got to charge me for sales tax on internet transactions. And eBay caved in like everybody else and starts charging sales tax. Pathetic. Disgusting. But not as bad, almost as bad, but not quite as bad as the seller fees that you're hitting us on. It's so unnecessary. You could charge half those fees and still make profit. You've got billions and billions of transactions going on every year. Hundreds of, maybe not hundreds of it, but tens of billions of transactions going on every year through eBay, all over the world. And you got to hack us for 10% off of everything. And like I said, I you know what? You're making money on it, so God bless you. You're able to charge 10% fees, and you're not scaring people off. You're not making them run away to other sources. You're growing. So God bless. Fantastic. I'm happy for you that you found you found a level that most people don't, just shrug their shoulders and say, cost of doing business, and going forward from there. So, excuse me, my screensaver kicked on. So, I'm happy for you that you found a way to make money and make a lot of money at the expense of your sellers. Sellers obviously have to charge more to make up for that 10% that they're going to lose, or whatever the flat fee is at the top end. And they'll pass that on to the buyers somehow, and everyone everyone pays more because of that. So I guess I can't be too mad, because I guess that's the way capitalism works, and I am, of course, a capitalist. But I would think that, given the fact that there are alternatives to eBay, that you might want to consider lowering your fees a little bit, and being more competitive with the alternatives out there. Or maybe you just don't think they're a threat, and that's why you think you can get away with it. Hell, I hope this video goes viral and people start realizing that eBay's screwing them blue in some cases, and maybe they'll start seeking out those alternatives, and maybe eBay will finally see their sales figures drop a little bit and start pricing themselves more competitively. That would be fantastic. But that's all I got for this. eBay and PayPal fees are worth a rant to me, because I think they're too damn high. And for me, in my case, I'm doing everything I can to avoid them. I do as many friends and family transactions as I can, and I try and find alternatives in other places to sell the stuff I want to sell that don't involve eBay. That's my solution to the problem. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below there. So I'm going to wrap up. I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching this. I hope I was able to entertain and amuse you. Maybe even inform you a little bit. Maybe wake you up to the fact that you, as an eBay seller, and maybe as an eBay buyer, are getting screwed a little bit. Maybe you'll seek out some of those alternatives and find better ways to keep your money in your pocket. But that's up to you. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. It helps with the searchability of the channel. The YouTube algorithms seem to like thumbs ups and likes and that sort of thing. They'll refer more folks to channels that have likes. Or so I'm told. Comments, questions, suggestions, all that down below in this comments section. I read them all. I respond to them all. However, if you're going to post spam links, or you're going to be a jackass on my comment section, first thing I'm going to do is going to delete the comment so that nobody sees it. Second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to block you so that nobody sees you. If you're new here, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. Glad you found the channel. On your way out, click the, over there. Down the, whatever. The red button that says subscribe. Click that for me, please. I'd appreciate it very much. Click the bell icon next to it so that when I upload new material, or I go live. I do a live stream every Wednesday, noon Eastern time. I've been doing it for many weeks now, and it seems to be relatively popular. So I'll keep doing them as long as I can. And I do live streams, trying to do some at night during the week when I'm able to and when I feel like it, and when I'm not stepping on the toes of other channels that I am friends with the owners. I certainly don't want to intrude on their audience, as I hope they don't want to intrude on mine. Thank you for stopping by. Be safe. Be well. I will see you again soon.